Ever since the Jobs Act was passed a little over a year ago, the mood amongst entrepreneurs and investors has gone from excitement and anticipation to one of frustration and bewilderment at the SEC's inability to implement vital portions of the bill, in particular Title II. Adding insult to injury, it appears that the SEC's inaction on Title II certainly is not due to the complexity of the issue itself. Indeed, it is both ironic and unfortunate that a bipartisan success, such as the Jobs Act, has been held up at the SEC for what appears to be political reasons.
This institution that has had, frankly, a pretty rough couple of years, and that you were able to get Democrats and Republicans, House members and senators to agree to the Jobs Act, and the president to sign that bill, and then to see these emails that an outside lobby group was able to prevent its implementation, or a portion of its implementation, is outrageous.
We've just passed the one-year anniversary of the passage of the Jobs Act and approached the one-year anniversary of the 90-day implementation deadline for Title II. Looking back during this time, we see that the SEC deployed resources to consider political contribution regulation, an area of law that the SEC has little expertise over and questionable jurisdiction. The SEC also found time to work on money market fund regulation despite no legislative mandate to do so. At the same time, the SEC failed to implement Title II of the Jobs Act, a two-page part of a highly bipartisan law with limited discretion.
You've come in and testified and said, listen, 90 days wasn't enough time for us. I'll accept that. I think that's a good point. I'm willing to accept that. I'm concerned about these emails. I've expressed that to you. But we're well beyond 90 days. We're over a year, and we're not done. I mean, are you telling this institution that a year is not enough time for you to have this issue resolved and to have a rule out?
My concern is that you've prioritized that inaction over the will of Congress and the law. We have a two-page bill. The discretion is very limited. Within 3 weeks, you had a proposed rule at the staff level. We don't want any further excuses, and I'm very hopeful that in the future we'll have some movement on this.